only reason I actually made that kind of initial reaction was I really kind of projected what could have possibly come from my enemies. I'm not lying. But the thing is, I've just actually found the greatest evidence speaking for the very truth of mine and testifying the very innocence of mine. This is really the very evidentiary proof attesting to the innocence of my mind. Because I've been so accustomed to living with this reality that could only be written in a present tense in reality of ours, which is we have 3 children at the royal palace. And this has been the ongoing situation for years. There has been no change, no subtraction or addition to that collection. That's really the reason I decided if I ever actually had not perceived it in a present tense, then could I have been struggling with this dichotomy or chasm or crevasse? No. Then I wouldn't have said anything. Like Charlotte and George, because I've been actually thinking about George's wearing whatever gown and robe when he was actually making a high five with President Obama. Yeah, he was truly high fiving with the President Obama. I saw it. That was not a great deal, I swear to God. But I actually all of a sudden, within a twinkling of an eye, took a radical turn to the very bizarre answer by actually thinking that maybe, this nanny is a tenure job. That she's been already actually, in that position, but she still serves this position. Or maybe, due to the very character of Jeopardy, they just actually, asked us in a present tense. Like, who is this lady? She is a mother of capitalism like this. I really actually thought that way, but there is a very powerful and compelling evidence taking side with my exoneration. If I had not actually thought of this event in a present tense by perceiving the sentence with accuracy, then there would have been no internal conflict at all. I would never be actually thinking twice about the very answer. I talked to myself. What about 2? Excuse me, don't we all know that? And she has 3 children? I talked to myself internally, quote and unquote. This should actually be, readjusted. Why, because, this has been just, this has been the event that truly occurred many years ago. And the fact that, the Duchess of Cambridge has 3 children has been a multi-year long phenomena, which she will not be changed for sure, right? This is really the permanent fact. So, this is really the very telling moment. You should actually pay attention to the very stream of my consciousness. Had I truly failed to grasp the present tense, then would I ever had any difficulty in speaking out the answer that I intended or that I had purported? Think about it. I talked to myself that this idea can be clearly recollected or recalled if you want. If you ever want to actually bring this idea back to your mind, or truly wanted to go through the system of archive, you can actually do it. I'm not going to hold you back. You can actually enjoy it and knock yourself out. Because I clearly remember that I internally talked to myself, quote and unquote, what about 2? This sign truly implied the very accurate and lucid recognition of my understanding. If my cognition was really hampered by the less sophisticated understanding of mine, then it would have been not like this. And I would have just simply swallowed the bitter pill. The only reason I was somewhat struggling to find the middle ground or making I mean, I don't know. I kind of actually know at the very moment botched it up to give out a proper answer. But this truly told the story of my innocence. Think about it. I actually leave this present moment with the fact that she has 3 children. But if you ever actually, think about the different side of the story, the sentence has been given to me in a present tense. I naturally perceived it as a lively event. But in my reality, for many years, this given hypothesis can no longer reflect the reality that I'm living in at this moment, or even the very reality that I lived a couple of years ago. I mean, there are certain many years gap between these 2 different conditions. The one that I'm actually living in right now, and the other, this present tense, which did not reflect the very lively event that could only be written in a present tense. That means if that should be written in a present tense, that was supposed to describe and illustrate the very lively, vivacious event that could be related to the reality I'm living in. But there was a chasm which actually, discouraged me from blurting out the answer that I wanted to say, because that was not the case for me anymore for many years.